Attention, Bears fans, is a game-changing reinforcement on the way from the Minnesota Vikings. That's right. Rumor has it that the Bears coach, who knows this potential signing well, has a key player in mind who could shift the team's dynamics and add the spark we've all been waiting for. Could this be the piece that bolsters the defense or the offense and finally shakes up the NFC North? And what about the looming trade deadline? That's right. With the deadline approaching, moves from the front office could catch us all off guard. Word on the street is that one of our defensive talents is being eyed by several teams. Will they stay put or seek new horizons? This decision could alter the course of our defense for the rest of the season. Stick with us for all the details. Lastly, there are whispers about a two-time Pro Bowler at cornerback who might be looking for a new home. But could this be the missing piece or an unnecessary risk? The pressure is on, and every decision counts. If you're a true Commanders fan, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss this and all the news shaking up the team. Stay tuned until the end because the drama is guaranteed. Here we go, Commanders fans. Today we're talking about two free agents who could give this team the extra push we need. Yes, in Week 9 it may seem late to look for help in free agency, but listen up. This is when serious needs start to arise, especially when a team is facing injuries, a lack of depth, or simply needs a change to avoid falling short in the playoff hunt. Is it too late? I say no. This is the perfect time to make smart moves and bet on those experienced players who have already proven themselves. So pay attention, because there are two names shining among the remaining free agents, two players who could strengthen critical areas of our team. First up, DJ Humphries, a left tackle who played his best football under our offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury when they were both in Arizona. What does this mean? We wouldn't have to waste time teaching him the system. He already knows it, and more importantly, he's proven he can protect the blind side like a true pro. Now, let me ask you this. Are we really willing to keep risking our quarterback's protection with players who are struggling and racking up penalties? After the uneven performance we saw in the win against the Bears in Week 8, where both Cornelius Lucas and Trent Scott left us questioning, don't you think someone like Humphries could bring us the stability we need? I say this guy deserves at least a workout. Let's give him a shot. Sure, there's hope that rookie Brandon Coleman will return in time from concussion protocol for Week 9, but do we really want to gamble on just that? The second name is Anthony Barr, a veteran outside linebacker who can add depth to our pass rush rotation. Here's an important point. Barr not only has the size and experience, but he also has the trust of our coaches, who worked with him in Dallas last year. What does that mean for us? We could use Barr in creative ways, whether sending him on a blitz through the A-gap or lining him up on the edge to pressure the opposing quarterback. This guy is versatile. Don't you think adding him to our rotation would give Quinn and Witt new tools to confuse rival offenses? What I'm saying is this. Depth in the pass rush is always a blessing. We've been getting by with Dante Fowler Jr. and the newcomer Jalen Holmes, but we're still short on numbers. Wouldn't it be wise to have a veteran like Barr for those critical pressure situations? I think so. So the question is clear. Should we give Humphries and Barr a shot? Is this the bold move the Commanders need to take us to the next level and compete with the best? I want to hear what you think, fans. Do you support the idea of bringing in experienced veterans with something to prove? Or do you think we should keep betting on the young guys? Leave your comments down below and let me know your thoughts. Listen up, folks, because a crucial week is on the way for the Washington Commanders. The trade deadline is approaching, and all eyes are on this team. Now I ask you, did we expect to see this team in this position halfway through the season? Not at all. But here we are, with an incredible start to the campaign and new leadership that has turned things around. And let me tell you, General Manager Adam Peters is in hunting mode. You know, if an opportunity arises, he's going to act decisively, thinking about the team's long-term benefits. But the big question is, what direction will he take before November 5th? There's already a lot of talk about possible reinforcements, but here's a surprise. According to Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, there might be an exit on the horizon. Yes, folks, I'm talking about Derek Forrest, a former starter who once looked like a rising star. But under the direction of Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr., Forrest has been sidelined. He's gone from being a key player to becoming a forgotten option. Now, let me ask you this. What message does that send to the locker room? Aren't we supposed to support the talent we've developed? But here we are, discussing a possible exit for a player who needs a fresh start. Let's look at the numbers. Forrest had a promising future before an injury cut his last season short. The guy had everything to be a cornerstone of the defense, but time in the NFL waits for no one. The Commanders are already well covered at safety with figures like Jeremy Chin, Quan Martin, and other players in specialized roles. So I wonder, is Forrest expendable? Peters has to decide whether to take this opportunity to get some value from him or hold his cards and think big for next season. And that's not all. We also have veterans like Mike Edwards looking for a place to play. Forrest would definitely prefer to be on the field. But let's be honest, he might have to wait until free agency in 2025. Is it wise for the team to let him go? Or better yet, is there a team out there willing to risk a draft asset for a safety in this situation? Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think we should pursue a trade for Derek Forrest before the deadline? Or would we rather maintain our depth on defense and let this young talent find his way on the field? Let me know in the comments, Commanders Nation. Hey, Commanders fans. Here we are again, and I gotta tell you, with the trade deadline knocking at our door, do we really need to go after a corner like Tre'Davious White? Now I ask you, is it worth it? Because the first thing I want you to think about is this. White is a two-time Pro Bowler, yes indeed. But what does that mean today for the Commanders? Does it give us a real solution, or is it just a flashy name that sounds good? Look, White had his glory days, no doubt about it, but today is a different story. After an ACL tear in 2021 and another Achilles injury in 2023, that's no easy hurdle to overcome. And trust me when I say those injuries have a huge impact, especially for a cornerback. This is a guy who needs to move fast, cover the best opposing receivers, and keep up. And those injuries might have taken him out of the game. I say we'd be better off avoiding that investment and keeping our eyes on the future. Plus, let me tell you something else. White isn't exactly what Dan Quinn is looking for in our defense. He doesn't fit. His style is more zone. And here we are asking for man-to-man coverage. No excuses. What Washington needs right now isn't a veteran with physical problems and declining skills, but someone with energy, someone with growth potential, someone who aligns with our team's vision. Why risk it on someone who was already discarded in Los Angeles, who doesn't even have the size or traits we want? Now, some might say, but it's a steal, it's a cheap contract. And yes, it would cost us less than $1.3 million if everything goes well. But I'll say this, we could save that same money and use it to sign a player in free agency or improve in the draft, someone who truly meets our expectations and has something to contribute. I'd rather develop a rookie than flip a coin on a declining veteran. So now I ask you, yes you, Commanders fans, do you want a temporary patch on the defense? Or do you prefer to see Washington building something more solid and lasting? What do you think the team should do? Let me know your thoughts below, because I want to hear if you agree with me that it's time to think big and not just get swept away by names or past histories. The question is on the table. Should we really give Humphries and Barr a shot? Is this the bold move our team needs to compete with the heavyweights in the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you think about this potential play. The trade deadline is coming up fast, and it's time to think about the future. Do you think we should pursue a trade for Derek Forrest? Could this move be the difference we need to strengthen our defense? We want to hear your opinions. And now for the big question. Yes, for you, loyal Commanders fans, would you prefer a temporary patch in the defense with someone like Tre'Davious White? Or are you more excited to see Washington build a solid and lasting defense? Comment and join the debate. Don't forget to join this great community and be part of this channel that feels like family, where all Commanders fans have a voice. Subscribe and come along on this journey. And remember, hail to the Redskins.